Hey y'all, today Kim, and today I'm going to be reviewing episode 21 of Utau. And I gotta say, this episode actually impressed me. Because first, let me start out by talking about the least important portion of the episode, which is the animation and art. At least for me, animation and art is always important. But when it comes to story and characters, it's not as important as those two elements. Now, let me explain why this episode impressed me. We finally got back the quality, the animation quality and arts that I've been kind of missing in this series, because he had a good animation quality in the Kana arc, but then immediately after the ending of that arc, the animation quality has been like meh, and we finally have an episode with well animated Sakuga, because we introduced like the Tower of Gracel. And one of these prisoners try to run away. And he instantly gets zapped. And then in the later sequence, when this prisoner also tries to escape Shoujo, he also gets zapped. And the animation looked powerful, vicious, and ferocious, because you see like debris effects when it like lands on someone, and they don't have it in like a still. You actually see the lightning strike go towards the individuals trying to run away from the prison. So that's why I felt it was nice to see some nice animation fluidity in the series again. Hopefully we get more of that kind of animation quality in the last few episodes of the series, because I feel the script of the series at the very least deserves that. But at the very least, the animation was good. And the art was pretty nice. There wasn't anything that felt dirty. So I gotta give credit to the animation stuff in this episode. They did a mighty fine job. And that's why I had to mention it first, because that's just something that's been bugging me in the last few episodes, and I gotta give the props to the animators for this specific episode of bringing the quality back. Now that out of the way, let me talk about the more important things like the character and story portions of the episode. Now, from a story perspective, I actually like this, because you get a bit of world building to a certain extent, because Takiya's what he did when he had sex with the priestess, you actually see it circulate throughout the setting, because you have people even say that, oh yeah, so you're the one that actually defiled the princess, which we know it wasn't it wasn't that. He didn't defile her. They had sex of their own consent. But it's interesting to see how that information actually spread out, because it gives you a sense of how the empire works. They're spreading all this as if it were like something extremely negative by using words like defile, when it's merely just two lovers having sexual intercourse. But it brings in the point how the empire is like spreading like this false propaganda things. And I like that, because this type of stuff can also apply to today, where sometimes you have the news media make a news announcement, yet at times they take things completely out of context. It doesn't matter which side of the political spectrum you're on. You can be on the left, right, centralist, whatever's. I kind of like how it applies to that, where at times you can't completely trust the media 100% unless you like check multiple sources. And I kind of like that elements in this episode. And then I like how you get the revelation towards the end when Takia meets the resistance leader Amanda. She actually explains that, for one, she's heard about Takia and all that kind of stuff, and she actually wants Takia to join. And she explains that all this information about needing to sacrifice a priestess every 400 years is actually false, and that the royalty in Delta Granto, they only say that because they just want to hold their power. And I'm like, damn, that shit is fucking crazy to a large extent. And that's actually something I really enjoyed about the episode, because it was, for one, it gives you hope that, no, not really. It gives you hope, because that means doesn't have to be sacrificed for the betterment of the people. But at the same time, it kind of scares me as an audience viewer for because that means the fucking royalty could fucking slaughter her, and it's like, shit, I don't want her, to die. So in a way, I like that. It actually ups the stakes a bit. Because one, now we're more emotionally bound towards Takiya's goal of saving. I was already emotionally bound to it. like, because I wanted to see, safe. But now that we know she doesn't need to be sacrificed, I'm even more for it. So I like that too. And additionally, I felt it was a nice element of world building, showing off how the royalty misleads and misguides the citizens and their fellow knights too, making them think that sacrifice is needed. And I like that. Kind of has the message to its audience. Do not take the information you get from the news or media in face value. You should always look at multiple sources. So that's another element I really, really loved about this episode from a story standpoint. And additionally, we get plot progression because, for one, you get Takia actually gets some raw psychic that he pickpockets. And two, you get more plot progression in regards to Amanda is helping Takia escape, and he decides to join the resistance. So I like all these elements, and Ian has like this code like this thing, and I'm like, oh, that's so cool and dorky at the same time, and I love it. And I also love how that sets up for next week's episode where they're gonna escape. So at the very least, it means the plot is going super darn quick, and they're not wasting time, at least in this episode. So that's another thing I enjoy about this episode. It doesn't nick around, and it sets up plot points for future episodes. And that's how I felt it did well from the story standpoint. And from the character standpoint, I thought it was nice. You get more characterization for Kun because he actually fights the prison to try to get to Takia, and that was so cute. And those fucking assholes trying to fucking eat our fucking Kun. I'm glad Takia was able to save Kun. He was able to fly away. That was so sweet and adorable, and I like it because, for one, shows you how much Kun is appreciative of Takia for helping raise him, and to see him actually, because we all know. At least, so when you're looking at it and seeing, I'm assuming Kun was there to try to save Takia. No, man, so that's so adorable. Hopefully Kun is safe and we see him again in a future episode. Because I bet you, if Kun was fully grown, he probably would have kicked those guards' fucking asses like that. Then again, the Tower of Brazil probably would have been dangerous to risk. But, I digress. That scene was cool, though, where Takia saved Kun and Kun wanted to try to help Takia out. I felt it showed you the strength in his character, because it shows you his bravery too, where he would risk his own life to try to help out Takia. I thought that was really, really sweet. And then at the same time, you get character development for Takia, because he's not the type to make perverted jokes anymore. Because when the meets two new friends, Dell and Karts, when they're asking, so how was it like? If we had the Takia from the first few episodes, he probably would have boasted about it. But here, he doesn't want to talk about it because he loves Salis a lot. And it shows he's a maturity because he doesn't make those type of perverted jokes anymore. And I love that too. Because it shows you that there's a certain line that Takia won't step when it comes to jokes. And I like that. Shows you that he's already a man, but it shows you he's even more of a man now. So that's why I felt it did great from the character standpoint for Takia. And Dale and Karts being part of the Resistance was nice too, members. And I thought Amanda was pretty nice too, because he's actually the sister of Ilya, and then to see her sad that Ilya's dead was a pretty nice sequence and all of that. That was really, really sweet. And to see the heaviness in Takia's voice as he gave that input to Amanda was pretty cool too, showing you Takia's a considerable fellow too, and I like that, showing you the range in Takia's voice actor. And that's why I felt Amanda was a pretty nice character too. Cannot wait to see more of her. Karts and Dell were pretty nice. And it's funny how Karts is just like Yuki, even calling him Takia a boss. That was pretty cool. So I like that. So that's why I felt I did well from the character standpoint. I thought the character interactions in this episode were dynamic. And the voice performances were pretty damn great, I gotta say. Everyone did a great job. If there's anything this episode as consistently does in every single episode, because some episodes might not do well from the animation standpoint, they might not do well from the art standpoint, a few episodes I might not do from the story or script standpoint, but if there's anything this series does well every single episode you can thoroughly rely on, it is the voice performances. They were amazing. Takia's actor again gives off a really awesome performance. In the few scenes where Amanda's actress was in, She did a phenomenal performance. Kankan's actors deserves some noteworthiness. I think it sounds so hella cute. And yeah, overall, I just loved the sound. It was really nice. And that's why I'm going to rate this episode an 8.5 out of 10. I thought it was pretty darn good to great. So anyways, y'all, these are my thoughts on, episode 21. Be sure to comment on your thoughts on the episode in the comment section below. Rate the video, subscribe, comment, share it if y'all want to. And I'll see you guys later if you come back for more. All right. Thank y'all so much for watching, everyone. Have a great and safe day. Bye-bye.